Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for November the 8th, 2022. And yesterday's price action was quite something. But this was due to the US elections, which were yesterday. If we look at the economic calendar, we can see for US dollar, there was a high impact news event all day, which were the elections. And we can see, yeah, price did quite something weird. I mean, it consolidated throughout the morning, then dropped a little, and then after like 2 a.m. After 10 a.m. Price pushed up, took out this high right here. You can see, took out this high, and then started to push lower, like really reprice lower to take out a low which has been here for quite some time. If we look at the daily, we finally took out a low, the June low back here, which was like on the Bitcoin Tether US dollar on Binance. For this pair it was at like 17,630, and it finally took that out yesterday. So yeah, quite impactful, the elections on price, quite volatile price action. And to be honest, it was not the cleanest price action. I mean, it was to be expected due to the elections, and there weren't any, there were no good setups throughout yesterday. There were a couple I'm gonna show to you, but no perfect setups. But I would say let's get right into the setups. So yeah, our first setup is on the 1 minute, and it's our early morning setup at 2:58 a.m. So just prior to 3 a.m. and we can see price pushed up in the early morning. I mean, first we had a drop down, taking out yesterday's low, then price pushed up, consolidated a bit, and then it started to drop down again to take out this low, a couple of these lows over here. And we can see we had the first drop, came back up, and then the second drop, and this second drop is where we have our setup with the fair value gap right here. Actually, let me redraw that like so. We have our fair value gap right here, and if we draw out the fib tool from the high to the low, we can see price pushed back up into the fair value gap, repriced the fair value gap, which is in a premium. Price touched the up close candle, which is the order block, and then it started to push down lower to take out this low, this low, this low, and a couple of these lows over here. Didn't attack these pretty equal lows. It left them until, what is that, 6 a.m. when it finally took them out. But yeah, nice and quick setup on the 1 minute in the early morning. And from this setup we jump all the way to 9 a.m. and we also go to a higher time frame. The 5 minute is the time frame we want to look at. And we can see price rolled over here a bit and then eventually dropped down below the early morning low. And in this drop down we have our setup on the 5 minute, and it is right here from this high to this low right here. And we can see on the drop down, price left behind a fair value gap. Price then pushed back up into this fair value gap, repriced the fair value gap, which is in a premium. It touched the up close candle right here, which is the order block, and then it continued lower to take out the early morning low. And then after taking out the early morning low, price pushed up higher, like it rallied higher quite nicely to take out these highs right here, or this high. And then after this high was broken, price reversed and really repriced lower. Like it repriced lower very quickly throughout lunch. So again, we had a drop during lunch. We've seen that before, and yeah, quite a big drop during lunch. And actually in the drop there are a couple of setups, and I'm gonna show them to you. And the first one is on the 1 minute, pretty much at the top of the drop. At the top of the drop. Okay, from this high to this low, we draw the fib tool. We can see there is a fair value gap right here. We can see price just makes it into a premium, just pierces the equilibrium line, goes into a premium for a short period of time prior to then continuing to drop down lower. So this is a entry for the down drop pretty much at the top, considering like how far it dropped. This was pretty much on the top of the down move. Okay, so from this entry right here, we have to go all the way to quarter to 2. So there was no good setup in all this down movement right here. And the next setup was right here. You can see price consolidated here a bit, and then it started to push lower again. And in this push lower, we have a setup from this high to this low. Price then pushes back up into a premium, touches the fair value gap, touches these up close candles, which are the order block, and then price continues down lower. And this was the push when it broke the June low, which we looked at on the daily chart. And there are actually 2 consecutive entries right here. So this is the first entry to catch the last fast down move. And then we jump to the 3 minute, and on the 3 minutes, so now I just have to refocus where we were. Okay, we are in the last down push right here. So this is where we had the 1 minute setup right here at like quarter to 2. And then we can see price right here gives us 1 more entry to catch the last down move. You can see this low has not yet been broken. Price moves down, leaves behind a fair value gap. Price pushes back up into the fair value gap, into a premium, and then it continues down lower. And this was the last drop which took out the June low, which we looked at earlier on the daily chart. So yeah, that was the last setup from yesterday. And with that, we've looked at all the good setups from yesterday. I hope no one of you got caught up in the weird price action yesterday. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the setups. I hope you agree with them. And yeah, if you did, leave a like, leave a comment if you have any suggestions what you want to see on this channel. And yeah, I wish you a nice day. I hope you're well, and I hope I see you guys again. Bye.